Hello aspirants, welcome back to India for IAS. Hope all of you are doing well. So in this video we are going to discuss about Chinese lunar mission, that is Chang'e-6 mission. So the Chang series of missions are Chinese lunar missions. So this topic falls under GS3 paper Science and Technology part. So within Science and Technology part the subtopic is Space Science. So India also conducted Chandrayana missions like Chandrayana 1, Chandrayana 2 and Chandrayana 3. In the same way, China has also lunar missions and the mission names are Chang'e. So this is the sixth mission or the sixth spacecraft that is launched by China towards moon. Chang'e 6 mission was in news because recently China launched this mission. So on May 3, 2024. So because of that, it is in news. So we will discuss in detail about the Chang'e 6 mission, its objectives, its modules, and the phases of the Chinese lunar exploration mission. The name of the mission is Chang'e 6. This is the sixth mission in Chinese lunar exploration program. So the mission type is robotic lunar exploration. So it's a robotic lunar exploration. So there are various kinds of missions like orbiter, we have orbiter mission, we have lander mission, then we have rover mission. So likewise, this mission is robotic lunar exploration mission. So the agency name is China National Space Administration. Like ISRO belongs to India. So in the same way, China also has its space exploration agency. Its name is CNSA. It is China National Space Administration. Then coming to the objective of the Chang'e 6 mission. So its main objective is to obtain sample of the soil and rock from the far side of the moon. So it's not like from anywhere. So it is from the far side of the moon. So for us, only one side of the moon is visible. Only one side of the moon is visible on the earth. The other side, it is far side, it is not visible. So this Chang'e mission, it aims to collect the samples of the soil and rock from the far side of the moon. So this is the China's second sample return mission. So the Chang'e 5 mission, that is also Chang'e 5 mission. This mission also collected the samples from the moon and it returned to the earth. Whereas the Chang'e 6, this Chang'e 6 mission, it is collecting the samples from the far side of the moon. That is the difference between Chang'e 5 and Chang'e 6. So this mission, it is named after the Chinese moon goddess Chang'e. So in India, we named lunar mission as Chandrayana 1, Chandrayana 2, Chandrayana 3, etc. So the launch date is May 3, 2024. So the expected duration of the mission is 53 days. So this is the duration of the mission. So now we will discuss the phases of the Chinese lunar exploration program. So there are 4 phases in the Chinese lunar exploration program and each phase has different objectives. And so far the China has completed 3 phases. That is, with the successful launch of the Chang'e 6 mission, China has completed 3 phases of its Chinese lunar exploration program. So now we will discuss each one of the phases. The phase 1 is to reach the lunar orbit. So if it is moon, so it is the orbit of the moon. So the objective of the first phase 1 mission is to reach the lunar orbit. So the satellite is being placed in the spacecraft. So that is the objective of the phase 1. In phase 1, China has launched 2 spacecraft, Chang'e 1 and Chang'e 2. So the second phase 2, the objective of the phase 2 is to land a rover on the moon. That means land and rove on the moon. So its objective is to place a rover on the surface of the moon. So this has been achieved in Chang'e 3 and Chang'e 4 missions. So coming to the phase 3, the objective of the phase 3 is to collect the lunar samples and send them to the earth. So the phase 3, it involves Chang'e 5 and Chang'e 6. The Chang'e which collected the samples from the moon. So whereas the Chang'e 6, it collected the samples, it is going to collect the samples from the far side of the moon. far side of the moon. That means the region which is not visible from the Earth. Then coming to the phase 4 of the Chinese lunar space exploration. So it aims to develop robotic research station near the moon's south pole. So near the moon south pole. If it is moon, so near south pole. It is north pole, it is south pole. So near south pole, the China is aiming to develop a robotic research station. So it also aiming for crewed lunar mission, lunar landings by the year 2030s, and possibly crewed outpost near the lunar south pole. So outpost means a military like camp based in the lunar south pole. So this figure, it illustrates the Chinese lunar space exploration program. So far whatever we have discussed, it has been graphically illustrated here. Stage 1 orbiting, stage 2 landing, stage 3 returning samples from the moon to the earth. So then upcoming missions like Chang'e-7 and Chang'e-8. So they are aimed to build the outpost in the south pole of the moon. So here we can see the graphical illustration of the Chang'e-6 mission. The mission is launched from the Chinese Long March 5 launch vehicle from the China. So along with orbiter and lander, so it is entering into the lunar space. So once it is detached from the orbiter, it is landing on the far side of the moon with the help of lander. So then it will collect the samples from this far side of the moon. So the targeted area to collect the sample is southern portion of the Apollo crater within the South Pole Aitken Impact Basin. South Pole Aitken Impact Basin, from where this Chang'e-6 mission it is going to collect the samples. So it hopes to collect lunar mantle material ejected by the original impact, creating the South Pole Aitken Basin. So then it attaches with the orbiter, so it docks with the orbiter, then the orbiter it returns to the earth. So this is the phase of the or cycle of the Chinese Chang'e-6 mission. So the lander is designed to collect up to 2 kilograms of the lunar far side material. So the surface soil and rocks using a scoop. Scoop means a spoon like structure. So the subsurface samples using drill. So by drilling a hole, it is going to collect the subsurface samples. So this is all about Chang'e-6 mission, its objectives, its life cycle, and the different phases of the Chinese lunar exploration mission. So now we will discuss few of the important international lunar missions, including Indian ones. So Apollo's 11, it is United States. Its objective is it's the first manned lunar landing and sample return mission. Then Luna 16, it is Soviet Union, that is Russia. So it's the first robotic return lunar soil. So then the Chandrayaan 1, it is lunar mapping and mineral composition analysis mission. Chandrayaan 2, it is from India and it is lander and rover deployment mission. Then the Chandrayaan 3, it is from India. So it is its objective is to soft landing and scientific exploration of the lunar south pole. So this is very important here. So it is lunar south pole. Then we have LUPEX mission, that is between India and Japan, a joint mission. So it is planned, it is going to happen. The mission's objective is to confirm the presence and characteristics of the water ice at the lunar south pole. Then we have Israeli Beresheet mission, which is the first privately funded lunar landing mission. So it is a failed mission. Then we have Hakuto or M1 planned mission. It is by Japan. It is a private mission. It is a commercial lunar lander mission. So its main aim is to data collection and resource scouting of the surface of the moon. Then we have Artemis program, which is ongoing. It is by United States with international cooperation. So it is returning humans to the moon and establishing a lunar base and scientific exploration. So these are the objective of the Artemis program. So these are the few important lunar missions which are very important from the examination point of view. So based on the topic that we have discussed so far, that is Chinese Chang'e-6 mission. So here we have provided one prelims practice question. Go through the question and comment your answer. The answer and detailed explanation for this question is available in the PDF handout. So you can join the Telegram channel and download the PDF handout. The handout also contains the detailed notes of this video, so which is important from examination point of view. This topic is important for prelims. It is exclusively prelims topic. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, happy learning. Happy learning. So if you want to make any video on any of the science and tech related topic, you can comment the topic name. We will come up with a video.